The Galactic Council chamber was designed to intimidate, a cathedral of alloy and light where 100 species gathered to decide the fate of stars. Today it echoed with quiet satisfaction. Casualty figures scrolled across the air between delegates, cold numbers representing the conclusion of a long debate. 3 billion humans dead. Cities erased. Oceans boiled. Earth reduced to a failing system that would soon collapse under its own losses. Ambassador Krell of the Avarn Dominion folded his wings neatly, voice calm and assured. Humanity's resistance is effectively over. Their industrial output has dropped below recovery thresholds. Within 2 cycles, surrender will be inevitable. Several delegates signaled agreement. The projections had been clear. Humans were stubborn, emotional, but fundamentally predictable. Their technology was inferior, their fleets crude, their planetary defenses obsolete. They had fought harder than expected, but numbers always told the truth. 3 billion casualties broke civilizations. It always had. Supreme Arbiter Selethai allowed herself a thin smile. The Council had acted decisively, eliminating a potential future threat before it matured. History would praise their foresight. Only one figure remained unsettled. Observer Lien Voss of the Neutral Compact reviewed a secondary data stream, her expression tightening. Honored delegates, she said carefully, there is an anomaly you should review. 3 standard weeks ago, every human military installation went dark simultaneously. No signals, no traffic, no distress calls. A deliberate shutdown. Krell dismissed it with a flick of his crest. A species in collapse abandons coordination. Panic explains everything. Voss shook her head. Our sensors also detected immense energy releases beneath Earth's polar regions and deep oceans. These signatures do not match known human technology. They are not mechanical. They appear biological. A ripple of irritation moved through the chamber. Biological weapons were prohibited. Humans had signed the accords. Selethai's voice hardened. They would not dare violate interstellar law at extinction's doorstep. Before Voss could answer, alarms erupted. Harsh tones cut through the chamber as operators shouted overlapping reports. Multiple contacts emerging from Earth's northern pole. Massive scale. Visual feed activating. The main display ignited, revealing fractured ice and darkness beneath. Something vast began to rise, blotting out reflected starlight. Silence fell not from authority but from instinct. Whatever was surfacing was not fleeing. It was waking up. The thing that emerged from Earth's polar wound defied classification. It unfolded wings broader than council dreadnoughts, scales shimmering as if light itself bent to accommodate them. Sensors screamed errors. Physics protested. The creature exhaled and space vibrated with a sound that should not exist in vacuum. Fear, ancient and absolute, rippled through the chamber. This was no weapon. This was a presence. High Admiral Sarek barked orders across fleet channels. Shields up. All vessels maintain distance. The response came too late. The creature turned its vast head, eyes locking onto a forward assault cruiser. Its jaws opened, releasing a focused torrent of incandescent plasma bound within a living magnetic sheath. Shields designed to withstand stellar flares collapsed in moments. The cruiser vanished, not destroyed but erased, reduced to glowing particulate drifting silently through space. Gasps became screams as new contacts appeared. 100. 200. More tearing free from ice, ocean trenches, fault lines. Each was different. Some moved with predatory grace, others warped space around them. A second beast exhaled a tide of darkness that swallowed ships whole, leaving lifeless hulls drifting like tombs. Another brushed a vessel with a limb, and reality unraveled where it touched. Observer Voss whispered the truth no one wanted to hear. They were not building bunkers. They were opening cages. A new voice cut through the chaos, calm and unmistakably human. Attention Galactic Council forces. This is Director Elias Monroe of Earth's Strategic Defense Authority. You have 1 hour to withdraw from our solar system. This is not a negotiation. Ambassador Krell tried to respond, clinging to protocol. You cannot believe a few biological anomalies can challenge the combined fleets of the Council. Monroe laughed softly, a sound devoid of humor. What you see are custodians. Guardians we kept buried because we feared them. You killed 3 billion of our people. We no longer fear them more than you. As if summoned by his words, the ice split again. Something humanoid rose, towering, forged of living metal veined with burning light. It closed one colossal hand around a battleship and crushed. Monroe's voice remained steady. We waited so the galaxy would understand why this was necessary. You wanted humanity measured by casualties. Now measure the cost of waking everything that learned to survive Earth before us. This was not revenge alone, but policy, consequence, and a lesson written across the stars forever. The council chamber no longer felt like a place of authority. It felt like a witness stand. Fleet projections showed chaos as surviving armadas broke formation, commanders abandoning doctrine in favor of survival. Director Monroe's image remained steady at the center of the display, framed by feeds of titanic silhouettes moving through space like living verdicts. "You have 50 minutes remaining," he said calmly. "Our patience does not extend beyond that." Supreme Arbiter Selethai's composure finally cracked. "This is genocide," she hissed. "You are proving why we acted." Monroe's eyes hardened. "No. This is consequence. You murdered 3 billion civilians from orbit. We are ensuring you understand exactly what that decision cost." The creatures behind him advanced, not in frenzy but with coordination. Military platforms vanished first. Command relays went silent. Fleets died blind. A delegate cried out as new alerts flooded the chamber. "Core worlds under attack. Not random. Targeted." Every system that voted for Earth's annihilation now burned. Dragons rose through alien atmospheres. Colossi strode through capital cities, dismantling defense grids with surgical precision. Civilian zones were bypassed. Governments, shipyards, weapons arrays erased. Observer Voss spoke with quiet horror. "They are not conquering. They are dismantling our ability to ever do this again." Monroe nodded once. "Precisely." When casualty projections across council space reached 3 billion, the advance halted. The monsters stopped where they stood, looming reminders rather than executioners. Monroe addressed them all. "Phase 1 is complete. From this moment forward, we transition to trials. We have records, votes, orders, names. Those responsible will be surrendered. Those who refused will be spared. Humanity does not punish species. We punish choices." Silence followed, heavy and absolute. Fleet Admiral Sarek issued retreat orders with shaking mandibles. No one argued. The monsters of Earth watched without pursuit, confident prey would not return. Monroe's voice softened, exhaustion bleeding through at last. "We never wanted this. We wanted coexistence. You taught us that mercy without deterrence is suicide." The transmission faded. In its absence, the Council finally understood the depth of their mistake. Humanity had not won through superior weapons, but through willingness to bear unbearable loss to ensure it never happened again. They had weaponized survival itself. And as the last fleets fled, one truth settled across the galaxy like a scar that would never fade. Earth's monsters were awake. And they answered to humanity.